I was driving home today and I started thinking about, before I decided to just let Sirius XM go because I had heard enough about the virus. I know that smoking and drinking is good for you, and the less you eat, the better. Well, they didn't say that. I got that all worked out. But, so I'm just driving home. Not missing it. I got a 6 CD player changer thing, whatever it is. I've got some kind of radio. And then I shut it off and I just ride along and I think. And I remember, listening to XM, the Catholic radio, when I would go to work at my old job some time ago. The one from that place in the Southwest and near the coast, How I would listen to Catholic radio sometimes. Got to stay in tuned to be able to properly tune them out. And there was somebody called in and said, what if I want to sit home and just watch church on TV Sunday morning if I don't feel like going out? Is that acceptable? And the guy's like, no, because it's harder to get somebody to put money in a basket if nobody's looking, And see, my dad, he goes to church and then he watches the next morning, watches the whole mass again just to see himself. Ha! There I was. Yeah. He's a pretty funny guy. There was the one time that we were sitting there, it was just the two of us at church, and he was very serious in church. You don't screw around, you don't crawl around under the pews, and you don't eat the gum. And he just very serious, but we're standing there, just the two of us, and next thing you know, we're standing there, and he starts doing hand puppets, shadow puppets on the thing, the pew in front of us. It was a Saturday night, 7 p.m. mass, so it's not always the most packed people like their Sundays, because then they can go out afterwards at Dairy Queen and get their Sundays, and then they can go drive around with a ring of bologna and just make all the kids wonder, what the hell are we doing out on a Sunday drive? But yeah, he's standing there doing this. There's nobody in the pew in front of us, and he's making all these finger puppets, and I'm sitting there, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, and I'm just, ha 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 ha. And pretty soon I look around, the whole church is sitting down. Everybody in there is sitting down. This guy screwed around once that I know of. Next thing you know, we're the only people standing up in front of this whole round cathedral where everybody's looking at you, doing shadow puppets. But so, yeah, he watches church on Sunday. That it doesn't hurt him. He goes the night before. So, but these priests on Catholic radio, they said, it does not count to watch church on TV. They say you need to be there corporeally, incorporeal, or whatever the hell you call it, and you have to be there. It does not count. They were very sincere and adamant about that. The Lord needs you in his house, type of thing. But suddenly, we can't go to church. So what? Well, it's not going to do any good to watch it on TV. Why not just watch porn? Next thing you know, they're losing. If they're going to say it's okay now, you're going to say that now? then it's not fair. You let somebody telling you what to do change the rules all the time, you're going to become like, what is that, avoidance behavior, like a dog that, it doesn't matter what it does. If it acts right, it's got electrical wires on it, and if it acts bad, and then if it just decides to eat, oh, that's good. Oh, comes back next time, pretty soon, it's a thing. Avoidance behavior. The dog just goes over into the corner of the cage and shakes. I have not done this study. What kind of vicious bastard would need to know so much about us that he would punish somebody else that it doesn't really even... Why would they have to face something like that without us? But so, yeah, avoidance behavior, they just keep you scared all the time. So that's what I'm thinking on the drive home. Don't even bother watching it on TV. And then, up a few cars ahead of me, I see this big flag going out of the damn truck. And it's a "Don't tread on me" thing. And I'm like, don't tread on me. That makes me, I don't know how other people understand it. Nobody's ever explained it to me, but I've had to think about it. Don't tread on me, and I had to have some experiences put together. The one time, the day of the radio meeting on Tuesday nights, I showed up late because I got on my motorcycle and went flying through the desert out that way, and was down dirt roads and everything, and down by Gooseneck Point. I saw a gopher snake. It turned out to be. I saw, and it looks like a rattler, like a diamondback or whatever the heck they have out there. And I reached and I got it before it got into rocks, and I'm pulling at it. I finally got it out, and I did the thing. I knew it wasn't dangerous. It wasn't it had no rattle, and I'm just not holding its head. I'm letting it go through my hands like I think Steve Irwin, that guy that got in the chest with a stingray. I think that's where I learned that. And so I'm sitting there doing this, and then I let it go, and I was like, yay. And then I get back on my motorcycle and I'm driving down these dirt roads, 2-track, and the sun's burning down. And I go by this rattlesnake that's sitting out across the high center. And it's just sunning, And I said, ooh, because one time I wanted to catch a rattlesnake and D-Day wouldn't let me in the Badlands of South Dakota. He's like, no! And I'm sitting there going, I had a sign that I got from a beer truck, and I was trying to, block it if it attacked. And he was, no, from the car. And I was like, you're probably, he says, there's not a hospital around for miles. And I say, you're probably right. All we saw were signs for Walt Drug. And so I got in the car and we left. I just didn't want it to get run down in the middle of the road like I hit a rabbit today. I hit a rabbit. I killed an innocent, and I feel terrible about that because, animals, they're not screwing with that. Even when they're killing something, they're basically doing it to eat or because something's driving them. What's driving them? Probably their DNA. We make shit up to attack people with. Hell, we can't even get through the day without killing some. Look at this. You think this jacket came off of something I ate? Well, I did let her wear it once. But, no, so then I find out that the reason D-Day was trying to get me back in the car was because he was deathly afraid of snakes. You talked me out of having a confrontation with a rattlesnake because you're afraid of them? I was so upset. Somebody's fear kept me from being able to do something pretty cool. It was all coiled up. It was ready to strike. And so then there I am out by Gooseneck Point, let the gopher snake go, had a practice run going down that dirt track. and there's this rattlesnake, and I said, there's nobody to stop me now. And so I stopped the motorcycle and I jumped off, and I still had my helmet on, and I'm coming at this rattlesnake as it's laying, and it looked at me. I went around it, and it looked at me and started wiggling into the underbrush right there. And right before, as I'm coming up, right before it got in there, it said, ksh, and it went in, and I had a hold of it by the back, half of it, and I was doing this thing that you're supposed to do. Steve Irwin teaches you. Remember, he got killed screwing around, so I don't know if it's good advice. But I had it, and then it had its head in the undergrowth, and I was like, and I said, I let it go. But the point is that don't tread on me thing. It saw me. It didn't screw with me. It was walking away, and it said, ksh, don't fuck with me. And still I did, and still didn't fight back. It might have, had I gotten it out. It would have just come flying up in my face. Had a hold of it, But so I see that sign. I'm thinking, what that means, how I understand don't tread on me, is we're all right. I'm over here. Until you punch me in the face, you're not going to get hurt. But when you do, whatever the results are beyond me, even though they include me. So it's a calm thing. Yet I'm watching this guy with the don't tread on me, driving, cutting people off. I'll fucking step on the back of your head and kick you in the ear, man. You got to get your heel right to do that. Wow, that really upsets somebody and calms them down at the same time. But so that's the second thing I was thinking about. And then I get home and I hear about somebody having a baby. And this time, the kid says, it's a good time for it. He cries, and you can't take it out in the world, so you don't have to worry about it, Well, what that says to me is we're raising vampire babies. You got these things inside, and they're being raised, and they've got nothing but the people around them. And imagine that, Here you got a curse in itself. You are raising something with no other exposure than yourself as far as human contact. And it's like that old Twilight Zone episode. It's like my dad. It's like my second brother. It's like, would you really want everybody to be like you? I don't. I enjoy the variation. I enjoy, seeing what people got going on. But these people that act like everybody's got to be just like them, they would go ape shit if they had to deal with it on a daily basis. And so you're raising this kid like that? This kid with the only social experience it has coming from you or the internet. They're going to grow up on the web, What is going to happen then? They won't even know the scent of body odor until somebody puts their face in their armpit. Surprise, surprise, surprise. You just got to quit breathing and don't struggle. If you don't struggle and you just sit there, they don't find it humorous anymore. I had a couple of brothers and a sister. And so then you got that. It's just like, at some point, you're raising this monster in there that's got no social skills whatsoever. If you don't get to it in time, it's going to be attacking you in your sleep. it's going to be like you're raising something in the basement, basically. Only it's free to roam the house. So you might as well put those kids in the basement from the start. Unless you got twins, keep one of them upstairs, one in the basement, and see how it goes in the end.